pull up a stool and grab a drink. Let's talk about wood. In one corner, solid wood, legendary, full of character and history. In the other, plywood, engineered, reliable, and modern. The debate, which is better? The answer, it depends on the job. Like tools, each wood has its place. Know what you need. The heart loves solid wood's story and heft. The head appreciates plywood's stability and practicality. A good woodworker listens to both. We'll peel back the layers and see how each is made. And we'll see how they stand up to life's tests. By the end, you'll choose the right wood for your next masterpiece. Let's get down to brass tacks. What is plywood? It's made by layering thin sheets of wood, called veneers, with glue, each layer's grain running perpendicular to the last. This cross-graining gives plywood its superpowers, strength and stability in all directions. Unlike solid wood, plywood resists bending, breaking, and warping, even in humidity. That's why it's a hero for cabinet backs, drawer bottoms, and furniture parts that need to stay true. Not all plywood is equal. Cabinet grade has more layers, fewer voids, and beautiful veneers. It's a beautiful marriage of nature and science, a modern marvel of stability. Solid wood is the heart of the workshop, nature's honest, unadulterated creation. Each board is unique, with its own grain, knots, and color, telling the story of the tree it came from. Solid wood's strength and heft have made it the choice for furniture that lasts generations. But it moves, expanding and contracting with the seasons. Respecting this movement is the most important lesson for any woodworker. We use special joinery to let wood breathe, embracing its nature rather than fighting it. That's the art and beauty of working with solid wood. Let's put solid wood and plywood to the test. First, strength. Solid wood is stronger along its grain, thanks to its long fibers, but splits easily. Plywood, with cross-grained layers, resists splitting and is tough overall. When it comes to moisture, plywood shines. Its layered construction keeps it flat and stable, while solid wood warps and moves with humidity. For durability, solid wood can last centuries and be refinished, but plywood's stability means it resists warping and catastrophic failure. In the end, both have their strengths. Choose based on your project's needs. Let's step into the workshop. Where do plywood and solid wood really shine? For big, flat panels like wardrobe sides or bookshelf shelves, plywood is king. It stays flat and stable. But for legs, face frames, and anything needing strength or shaping, solid wood is unbeatable. The best kitchens and furniture use both. Plywood for structure, solid wood for beauty and touch. Use each material where it excels, and your work will be both beautiful and built to last. A piece of furniture, if it's lucky, will live a long and eventful life. Along the way, it will pick up some scars, a scratch from a belt buckle, a water ring from a sweaty glass, a dent from a dropped toy. How our two materials handle these insults and how we can patch them up is a crucial part of their long-term story. Solid wood, in this regard, is like a grizzled old boxer. It can take a punch. Because it's the same material all the way through, most surface damage is just that. On the surface. A scratch or a small dent can often be steamed out or simply sanded away. If the damage is more severe, you can sand the entire piece down to fresh wood and apply a new finish. The piece will look as good as the day it was made. This ability to be renewed is one of solid wood's greatest long-term advantages. An antique solid wood table might have been refinished half a dozen times over 2 centuries, each time getting a new lease on life. Its story's not erased, but added to. The wood itself endures. This makes solid wood furniture an investment that can truly be passed down through generations, with each generation having the ability to restore its original glory. Plywood, on the other hand, is a bit more sensitive. Its beauty is often only skin deep, or, more accurately, veneer deep. That outer layer of beautiful hardwood is very thin, sometimes less than a millimeter. A shallow scratch might be fixable with a bit of touch-up marker or wax, but a deep gouge is a serious problem. If you sand too aggressively, you can easily go right through that top veneer, exposing the less attractive core layers underneath. Once you've sanded through the veneer, there's no going back. The damage is permanent and very difficult to hide. This doesn't mean plywood can't be refinished, but it requires a much more delicate touch. You have to be incredibly careful when sanding. For pieces that will see a lot of heavy wear and tear, like a dining tabletop or a desktop, solid wood is often the more practical choice simply because it is so much more forgiving to repair. Plywood's durability is in its structure, but its surface is fragile. Solid wood's structure can be fussy, but its surface is tough and endlessly renewable. It's a classic trade-off between structural stability and surface resilience. So, after all this talk, which one lasts longer, plywood or solid wood? The truth is, both can last a lifetime, and then some. The question is not which material is superior, but which material is superior for a specific application. A well-made plywood cabinet can easily outlast a poorly designed solid wood table that tears itself apart. Conversely, a solid wood chair will withstand the daily stresses of being sat on far better than one made from plywood. The longevity of a piece is determined less by the raw material and more by the wisdom of the woodworker who chose it. The smart craftsman doesn't pick a team. They don't declare themselves Team Solid Wood or Team Plywood. Instead, they fill their workshop with both. They appreciate plywood for its unmatched stability, its efficiency in covering large areas, and its ability to form the reliable backbone of a project. They use it for cabinet boxes, drawer bottoms, and large case sides. They see it as a trusty and predictable partner in the construction process, the foundation upon which beauty can be built. It is the sensible choice for the parts of a project that need to be strong, flat, and quiet. At the same time, they revere solid wood for its natural beauty, its strength in structural applications, and its infinite repairability. They use it for table legs, chair frames, door panels, and decorative moldings. They embrace the challenge of working with its natural movement, using time-honored techniques to create pieces that can breathe and live. They know that the parts of a piece that are seen, touched, and heavily used will benefit from the honest, renewable character of solid wood. It is the soul, the personality, and the enduring face of their work. Ultimately, the choice comes down to you, the maker. The goal is to build furniture that is not only beautiful, but also functional and durable. The best way to achieve that is by understanding your materials and using them where they will perform best. Don't let dogma or tradition limit your choices. Look at the project, analyze its needs, and then choose your champion for each specific part of the battle. Now, I've had my say. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What's your experience been? Do you have a preference, or do you, like me, believe there's a place for both in a good, clean workshop?